Testing one. Testing, testing, testing. Testing, testing. Let me check this mic. Default. Yep, that's good. Testing, testing. Microphone, that's done. Okay. Okay, guys, are we back? Let me know, and let's try this again, just like y'all said in there. Let me make sure everybody's back, and tell me about the mic. I'm running a new mic, so having some technical issues there. So let's see if are we back? Y'all let me know. Are we here now? Yes, it's on. Okay, cool. What is up, guys? Happy holidays. We are back from the holidays. Mic check. Okay, good. It's I'm wireless now, so I can I can talk over here, and it should be the same volume. I mean, so everything should be good. So back and sounds good. Okay, thank you very much. Sorry about that. I mean, man, we can't get away from these technical glitches. I mean, I clicked on something and messed the screen up, and I had to restart everything. So that's what's going on. That was. Yeah, we're good. Okay, cool. We are back finally after the holidays. This is January 6th. We are live on a Tuesday, January the 6th. And feel like I've been all over the world. I hope everybody had safe travels, and I did. I had to do a lot of traveling. I've been to Louisiana, then went to Texas, and then had to go back to Louisiana to get the camper, and then back to Arkansas. So I've been all over the place over the holidays. And everything worked out good. I had safe travels. I hope everybody did. We had the dogs with us. Had Dino and Tilly. Dino is officially got to wish Dino a happy birthday. His birthday was actually yesterday or the day before yesterday, and Dino turned 15. So he is now 15 years old. He's doing pretty good. His appetite goes up and down. Right now, his appetite is up. So. He's maybe turning the corner. I don't know. We hope so. As I've said before, he kind of had a little spell there for a little while, but he's hanging in there. He is hanging in there, and as of today, he's doing good. That boy can eat. He can walk. Everything's cool with him. He's not real steady on his feet, but he can walk. He's doing pretty good. Let's see. David Irwin, there you go. Ricky Smith, easy come, easy go. What's going on? Joe Foster, good day. Speaking of that, I need to go back and make sure about people that won some swag. Joe Foster, did I ask you, did you get your swag? Let me know if you did. Sounds good. David Irwin, Cat Free, that's my wife there. Stephen Kuhn, yes. David Irwin, Kurt. Welcome back, long time. Good to see you too, Kurt. Let's see, we're good. Mike, hey, Tim, Keith, okay, what's going on there? Keith, happy birthday, Dino. Thank you. Big Mike, what's going on, Big Mike? Did you get yours, Big Mike? I'm going back. I don't remember if you told me. Let me know if you got your swag stuff, Mike. Big Mike. Easy come, easy go. I lost my dog Jack a week before Christmas due to a tumor. Yeah, well, it happens. I know it's going to come for Dynaman too, because he's 15, but it's not going to come before he's ready, and I don't think he's ready. He's still having a pretty good time. I mean, so he'll let me know. Retired Tomcat. Hey, Tim, good to see you again. Hope you had a good Christmas and New Year. I did have a real good Christmas. Happy birthday, Dino, 105. Yeah, that's about what that's about right. Hey, Tim, Big Mike, yes, sir. Okay, you got yours. All right, thank you, Big Mike. Joe Foster, yes, I did receive mine. Okay, so Joe got his. I'm looking at my list here. Big Mike, easy come, easy go. Did you get yours? And Mr. D, Larry, what's going on in Cabot? Beautiful 68 degrees. Yes, it is a beautiful day in central Arkansas, that's for sure. The wife looks, Big Mike says his wife looks mighty fine in her Eco battery shirt. Cool. Tired Tomcat, not typical January weather here in northern Mississippi. Well, that's true here too. We're supposed to get to 70 degrees today. I'm probably going to ride a motorcycle today because I looked at the forecast. Today's a beautiful day. When I get out of here today, I might go on a motorcycle ride. I don't know. I keep talking about going on a motorcycle ride most of the time. I mainly just talk. I don't really do it because I get distracted and I feel like I got too many things to do, but none of that's true. Easy come, easy go. Yes, swag received. Thank you. Thank you, sir. Mr. D, I'm here too. What's up with Mr. D? Did you get your swag? Let me know. Mr. D, 423. I'm in here. Well, what's up? Happy New Year. I'm just checking on the last few people that won something. I just want to make sure they got everything. Because, with over the holidays, things could slip through the cracks, I had a lot going on here at Golf Cart Garage over the holidays. Gene Hansen, what's going on, Gene? Thank you for joining us here. Happy New Year to everyone. I did. Thank you very much. Mr. D got his. Okay, cool. Well, that was the last ones I needed to check on. I just wanted to check on the last few. So all of you guys are in here. I appreciate that. Mike Irvin, 56 and windy in southwestern Indiana. Cool. That is cool. Y'all see my little mic? It's on my hat. It's a little bitty wireless mic. All right, this is January 6th, like I said, and we finally got it to work. I clicked on something in the beginning. Bruce, it says he'll take that weather over this freezing rain any day. Well, I'm sure we have some coming. You can ask Larry up there in Cabot. We're going to have some coming, but it's just not here yet. But we will get some of it for sure. Kirk says it sounds good. All right, cool. I'm glad. Because I have more freedom of movement with this on. If I needed to walk away for some reason and grab something, I could still talk. And that may help me. We may end up doing some hands-on things. I think I've got to get a pair of headphones too for the next time we have a guest on to stop that feedback from happening. Mr. D's 80 in Florida. Best of the new year to everyone. Louis Borghese. Sound is awesome. Okay, Joe Foster. Thank you. Good. I'm glad. Hey, Aaron, what's up? It's rainy. It's warm enough to drive the golf cart. Maybe do some donuts on the wet pavement. Yeah, there you go. There you go. Got to do it. Sometimes you got to do a donut. That's just all there is to it. Sometimes you got to race. Sometimes you got to do a donut. Okay. Well, let's go ahead and get started on the regular questions here. Where are we at over here? There we are. Pros and cons on gas carts. On Mr. D. Pros and cons on gas carts. There are, to me, you got to understand. I've had a lot of experience with both. On gas carts, what would be a con? Well, I mean, a lot of people would think off the top of their head, they would think that the con on gas carts would be noise. But I'm going to tell you what, you get a good gas cart, they're not as loud as a four-wheeler. They're not designed like a four-wheeler or a side-by-side or something like that doesn't have noise restrictions. A golf cart, even a gas golf cart, has noise regulations that it has to abide by when they're designed for golf courses and stuff, because golf courses want it to be as quiet as possible if they're going to run gas golf carts. So I'm not even sure that I would consider noise being a con on a gas golf cart. I can't think of a con. They work very well in stock form. Now that we have lithium on the electric side, which is no maintenance, you don't got to worry about water, cart's lighter. That brought electric up. For a while there, for many years, I would say that if you could use a gas cart in your application, like there are some applications that still do not allow gas carts. Certain communities or certain golf courses, some retirement communities, they only allow electric. So for many years there, I would tell customers that would ask me that question, if you can get away with using a gas cart, you'll never regret it. You'll never regret it, because all you have to do is change the oil and air filter and spark plug and the rest of the year, you do that once a year, and the rest of the year, all you got to do is put gas in it. And you won't even have to do that very often because they get such good gas mileage. But now that lithium, some of the maintenance has gone out of the equation on the electric side with lithium, they're more and more even, than they used to be. So I don't really see any cons with gas unless you're in a noise restricted area. That's about it. That's really about the only con. They are a very amazing piece of mechanical technology, the way that they work and operate. They're very, very good. Let's see. Any weather's better than an earthquake. Adjusting, where am I at here? Sounds is awesome. It's warm enough. Adjusting steering tie rods, you should start with both ends having the same amount of threads exposed. What is the most amount of difference in exposed threads when toe-in is achieved? That's going to be different in every application there, online tail 33550. Anywhere there's better than an earthquake, that's true. 90 fuel, not the cart. You talking about 90 octane fuel there, Mr. D? David, mine is pretty quiet. You may get some spark without advancing your timing on the engine. Price of gas is a con, okay. Everyone, yeah, that's true. But like I said, though, they get excellent gas mileage. So it's not really that big a deal, as far as the money goes. Hey, everyone, Happy New Year, because your electric car, you're running up your electricity bill a little bit, every time you charge it. David Irwin, you can't get a gas cart to run as fast as an electric. Well, that is true. You can't do that without completely swapping the motor. I mean, you'd have to swap the motor. Gas stink. When they're running right on line tail 3550, when they're running correctly, fuel injection is working correctly and everything is fine with it, they don't stink. They only stink when there's something wrong. Spark knock, the only thing to get faster top speed is to get high speed gears, but you lose a lot of low end. Yeah, that's true. That's what I tell my guys that ask me questions that have a stock gas cart and they want to go faster. I tell them not to mess with the governor. Leave the governor there. The governor is doing its job. The governor is the reason they run so well and is so smooth from bottom end to top. Leave that in place. Just change your gears and you are going to sacrifice some low end torque. Good morning, Tim. Bart Gilman. Good morning, Tim. Can hear you all the way out here and see you in California. Cool. Thank you, Bart. Mr. D, yes. That was 90 octane. Well, it's not necessary. The gas golf carts can go the lowest octane to the highest octane. They're designed to run on the lowest octane. So you can run 90, you can run 87, you can run 93. You're not going to really tell that big of a difference on that little engine. Gas is $2.19 a gallon here right now. in Arkansas. That's Howie Peach. Hey, Tim, Happy New Year. Hey, Howie Peach in Canada. What's going on, Howie? Thank you for joining us, man. 36 in rain in Canada right now. David Irwin, on his gas golf cart, he gets 100 miles per tank. So there you go. That's just to give you an idea. Full tank on a golf cart, full tank on a G1 is probably close to 4 gallons, something like that. I don't know exactly what it is. And you get 100 miles on that. That's quite a bit of miles. That's quite a bit of yard work. That's quite a bit of golf. 100 miles. You know, that's Bruce, ethanol fuel isn't good for carburetor carts. Well, that's true. You know, if you're going to let it sit, you know, that's true. For sure. If you're going to let it sit for any length of time. If you know you're going to burn it out, it doesn't really seem to be a problem. But if you're going to have any downtime, it probably would be a good idea to try to run non-ethanol. 10-4, guess I'll just get good quality fuel lines. There you go. Just add ethanol shield. Okay, yeah, you can run ethanol and just add some ethanol shield to it. Yep, that would work. Bart Gilman, tell Tim I do have a question. I put my first lithium in one of my golf carts, and now what do I do with the old charger? You put your first lithium in your golf cart, and what do you do with the old charger? Well, you're going to have to sell it to someone because you don't need it anymore, because your lithium most likely came with its own charger. So if that's what you're asking, you got to sell. I've got several that I'm about to put up for sale. I'm actually, my wife and I have been talking. I need to call out some stuff, and I am a semi-retired golf cart dealer before I was at Golf Cart Garage. So I have a whole lot of inventory here in this building, golf cart related, and we've been trying to figure out how I needed to call out and sell some stuff. So I'm actually going to put a big pile in my floor and take a picture of the whole pile and put it on Facebook and see if any dealers or anybody that's in the business may be interested in some of it. It's going to include controllers, chargers, all kinds of used stuff. I even have some new old stock inventory too that I'll be putting up there on Marketplace. Yeah, that's where I'm going to do it there. Who said that? I just said ethanol shield. Retired Tomcat gas is $2.09 a gallon in Sherman, Mississippi. All right, cool. Got a friend that put a Kubota diesel engine in his Yamaha G2. I think it is. He's scooting along pretty quick. Cool. Mr. D says sell it on Marketplace. Yep. I'm looking for a 3-inch lift for my work DS. 3-inch lift for a DS. I'm almost sure that they make that in a spindle lift. I think there is a 3-inch spindle lift for a DS. Look at Jake's and see Jake's lift kits. Look and see if there's a 3-inch. Now you understand that's going to be that's going to be one of the shortest lift kits that you could get for a DS. Going to be around a 3-inch. So, but I like that 3-inch. You could probably run 20s on it, and that would look real good because it would fill the fender well really nicely. You probably wouldn't want to do 22s. I don't know. I'd have to go back and look at some 3-inch lifts on DSs that I have done to see. But I would bet that 3-inch with 20s would be just right. When a person has 4 12-volt lithium batteries, what is a good battery balancer that could be used to keep them in balance? There's really nothing except for disconnecting them and charging them up each individually, occasionally, with a 12-volt lithium charger is what I would say there. Because anytime you're going to try to charge those when they're connected in series like that, you got 4 BMSs going on. That leaves a lot of room for confusion, electrical confusion possibly. It may work fine. It's supposed to work fine. Technically, each BMS is supposed to control itself and control its own house. That's the way I look at it. The BMS is the manager of that particular house. And in your case, with 412s, you've got 4 managers going on. But you've got the electricity that's going through all of them when you're trying to charge it. Technically, it's supposed to be fine, but they discontinued. A lot of the lithium companies have discontinued that version or recommending that setup for out of balance issue. So if you have that set up, my advice, this is what I would do, is occasionally I would disconnect them and charge each one individually with a 12-volt lithium charger. That's what I would do occasionally. Not every time you charge it, but occasionally. Do you have one in your stock? Do I have one what, Mr. D? I don't remember what we were talking about there. I've had 4 12 volts lithiums in my 2006 Pressnet for almost 2 years, and they have not gone out of balance. I check regularly. They are active balancers available, and I considered it, but haven't needed one. Well, there you go. Different BMSs are going to be of different quality, I would say, you know, and you might have some good ones that are able to handle all that and keep everything fine. I mean, technically that's supposed to be the way it works, but there are lithium companies that have stopped, you know, recommending that setup for golf carts and only recommend the single, you know, the single big 36 or the single big 48. Dakota being one of them, Dakota Lithium being one of the companies just I can think of off the top of my head. For spindle lift is crazy. I used to get them for $250. Yeah, well, go to the website and look. Go to golfcartgarage.com and look, because we are constantly adding new things to the website. We have different lithium batteries now. I can't even keep track of it all because I'm not even in contact with the person that adds the website as much as I need to be, it seems like sometimes, because I'm not even aware of all the new things. But because of the new owner and changes being made, lots of changes have been going on. So that's why I encourage you to check the website, golfcartgarage.com. Check it at least once or twice a week, because we got new stuff being added to the website all the time. New to golf carts, enchilada. New to golf carts, required to know these go marathon. When I push the pedal all the way, nothing happens. Is there an easy fix for that, or am I looking at a bigger job? When I push the pedal all the way down, nothing happens. Easy go marathon. Is this a gas cart or an electric marathon? There, enchilada. Okay. Again, is it gas or electric? Electric. Okay. Well, this is what it sounds like to me. I'll get to your question in just a second. Kevin Salyer, what's going on, Kevin? Good to see you. Got to run. Okay, Kevin. Appreciate you stopping in. Enchilada. What happens when you press that accelerator pedal is that the further you press it, you're turning the resistor knob on the potentiometer. In your case, on a marathon, if this is a controller cart, you said you're new to golf carts. Do you know what I mean when I ask, is this a controller cart or a resistor cart? Because a marathon could be either one. Anyway, there's a potentiometer. You might have to look that one up. Sounds like you might be getting out of whack on your signal. If the signal gets too far on a potentiometer by pressing the accelerator too far and it shuts down, then your signal is going too far. You might have a bad potentiometer or in need of an adjustment on it. Okay. I haven't even started the regular questions yet, have I? I better get started with that. Question 1 is from Bill. I'm installing a lithium battery on a 90 club car. I installed both forward and reverse wires from the bottom of the forward and reverse switch to the positive of the battery. Then I switched directions of forward and reverse switch to the top of the pedal. I get spark from the connector on the positive terminal of the battery. Okay. Well, this is just an example of why I would tell anybody that is thinking about doing a lithium swap, get the proper wiring diagram for your particular cart for the lead acid. Get the lead acid wiring diagram before you do a lithium conversion. Make sure you have the proper wiring diagram for lead acid. because you need to understand what you did. You can't just start disconnecting wires and then expect to know what to do. You need to understand what you did when you went from the lead acid wiring diagram to the lithium setup. Once you understand what you actually did, it's very easy, and you'll know exactly what you need to do. Also, make sure your cart ran good on the lead acid before you swap to lithium. I get that a lot. People try to do too many changes at once. I never recommend doing that. I always recommend doing things in stages when it comes to a golf cart, especially if you're new to the golf cart world or you don't do it, on a daily basis. Do things in stages. That will help you eliminate, where your problems are. Larry England. Hey, everyone. What's going on, Larry England? That was number 1. What's number 2? Uh-oh, that ain't what I wanted to see. There's number 2. From William. I have a 48-volt club car with an OBC that's failed. Would you replace the OBC or the charger? Okay, William, you have an OBC cart, so you have to have it, in your present condition, you have to have an OBC controlled charger. All right. So if your OBC's failed, and you know that, then replacing your charger is not going to do anything. There's nothing wrong with your charger. They are actually two separate things. Your OBC tells your charger what to do. So if your OBC's failed and you get a new charger, it's going to tell it to do the same thing. Now, that being said, you could switch to a non-OBC charger and hook it directly to your batteries and charge your cart that way. But it's going to be recommended that you bypass the OBC when you do that. So you're kind of opening up a can of worms there, with that question, because it is always recommended to bypass or remove the OBC if you're going to switch to a non-OBC charger, just to avoid problems down the road, because you will get problems down the road, because eventually that your OBC is going to feel like it hasn't detected a charge cycle in a long time, and it's going to lock your car out. Stephen Coon, turn off discharge on battery until battery wires are connected. Who was that for there, Stephen? Were you talking about? Okay, I got you. Got something running back there. I thought I turned everything off. Must be the refrigerator. I got a new full-size refrigerator in here now. If you want to continue to use your charger, what was the person's name? William. Then you're going to have to replace the OBC if you're sure it's failed. Then you replace the OBC, then you continue to use your charger. Oh, okay. You're talking about installing a lithium on a working cart. I got you. Haven Speckman. Hey, Haven, how are you doing? Hi, all from sunny, warm Texas. Thank you for joining us, Haven. I actually showed the owner of the company, Haven, an email that you had sent me, and he was very impressed with it. So thank you for your kind words on an email that you had sent me before about you being the go-to guy at the was it the RV park or the lake park or something where you spend a lot of time? Anyway, I showed that to the new owner of the company. He was very impressed with that. So thank you for that. Number 3. Number 3 is from Ashley. Is there anything different about removing a precedent wheel? I got mine off my 95 DS in about 20 seconds, but can't get my '08 precedent wheel to budge. Didn't want to get too aggressive before I know if there's something else than the bolt in the center of the wheel. Okay, something tells me you're not talking about the wheel there, Ashley. Something tells me you're talking about the brake hub. That's what I think you're talking about. So, if well, first of all, make sure your parking brake's not on. You know, because if your parking brake's on, the hub's not going to come off. So release the parking brake, and at that point, if you can turn the hub with your hands back and forth, then it should slide right off. If you can turn it, and if it doesn't, that means it's got a lip cut in the brakes. The brakes have cut a lip inside the brake hub, and it might be a little more difficult. If your hub has a hole in it, you know, some golf carts, when you look at the brake hub, I'm assuming that you meant brake hub when you're talking about wheel there. So that's the road we're going to go down. Oh, steering wheel. Oh, well, hold on. Let me go back and read the question. Removing a precedent wheel. I got mine off. Oh, too aggressive. Okay, so you guys are thinking. All right. So you guys are thinking she's talking about steering wheel. All right, thank you. Thank you for stopping me from going on a rant about something, a tangent there. Yeah, there is no difference, Ashley, in removing the steering wheel. It's just one of those things where you have to be careful, you know, because that wheel will pop off and hit you in the face. I mean, I know. So this is what's recommended. You take the nut off, all right, the nut in the center of the wheel, and then you put it back on with just a few threads. Don't put it all the way down. Put it back on with just a few threads so there's a little slack, you know, that way you know when that wheel pops off, because if you didn't have that on there, that wheel could pop off and you'd hit yourself in the face with it, because it will come off quick once it does get free. So you just got to grab it 12 o'clock and 6 o'clock, wiggle it like that, grab it 3 o'clock and 9 o'clock and wiggle it left and right, and maybe put some lube in there, some WD-40 or penetrating oil. You just got to keep working it until it comes off. It will come off, and some of them are very difficult. Greg Elliott, I've been unsubscribed and won't let me subscribe. Hey, Ms. Beckman, Tim, I have a 2005 Club Car Precedent 48. Bought a smart charger and it showed 59 volts at full charge. I verified it is 59 volts with my multimeter. Am I harming my batteries? No, that is perfectly fine if we're talking about on charge voltage, Haven. If you're talking about with the charger running, and you put it on and you put your voltmeter on there and it was showing 59, there's nothing wrong with that at all. It's still running. What it's doing, it's going to run for a little while at a high voltage like that, 59, just because it's monitoring to see if the voltage is continuing to rise or is it going to stay at 59. After a certain amount of time at 59, it knows that all the cells have come up to full charge. Every one of those holes in your batteries has come up to full charge. Once it is satisfied that they're all up as high as they can go, then it will shut off. And that 59 will drop quickly whenever that charger shuts off. If you're getting 59 on it with it not running, then you might change your battery and your voltmeter. What is your opinion on the recent wave of Chinese lithium carts on the market? That's a loaded question there too. I definitely have an opinion. Like we've said before on this channel, if you're thinking about getting one of those strictly based on price, you know, because the price is really too good to be true. If it's really, really cheap and it's got lithium, it's got everything, it's got blinkers, it's got horns, it's street legal, it's got everything in the world you could think of, stereo, all this kind of stuff. The only question you need to ask would be about service after the sale. That's it. That would be the most important thing. What is their service after the sale like, everywhere you're buying it from? Because you might be left out in the cold if something goes wrong. Rubber mallet and tap all corners with your knees pressing on the wheel. Yep, there you go. Just whatever you can do. There's all kinds of different methods, but yeah, that would work. Louis Borghese. If you have two people, have one person pull the steering wheel as the other hits the steering wheel bolt sharply with a hammer. There you go. Well, yeah, I said something. Don't forget to put the nut back on so you don't destroy your threads or your face. Yeah, that's what I was saying. I was saying put the nut back on so you don't destroy your face when it does pop off. Kurt says, Buy American. Greg Elliott, or hit the bell for notifications due to content. You are breaking up and then buffering. Hope you received this text. Greg Elliott. China garbage. There's a lot of people, you know, that say that, but the prices are too. For the general public, the prices are too good for them to ignore. You know, but a lot of us know that have been around long enough that you get what you pay for. You know, and if the price is too good to be true, it's probably not true. Greg Elliott, maybe you just need to back out and try again. You know, completely shut down and come back if you haven't done that already. I mean, you may have done that already. I don't know. Number 4 is from Bradley. Can you tell me how difficult it is to replace the input shaft on a 2001 TXT rear? Looks like you remove a C-clip and slide the shaft out. Should be attached to both sides. Is this accurate? Thank you. I was researching it and read that it should be attached both sides. Yeah, it's as if the motor's already off of the rear end, replacing the input shaft is very easy. And it's exactly what you said. You remove that C-clip or whatever you call it, snap ring. I think it's a snap ring. And then you just grab the input shaft. You can just grab it with your hand and boom, the whole thing will come out with the bearings on it. It's very easy. Then you can slide a new one in there if your input shaft is damaged. Joe Foster says, my reception is good, no buffering at all. That's what I was saying, Greg. If you're still there, maybe reboot your computer because I'm not seeing anybody else having an issue. That was number 5, is that right? Okay, well, no, this is a different one, but it's still an input shaft. So a lot of times these questions are, these regular questions that I talk about or that we go over, a lot of times they're all in a certain category. So in other words, there may have been several and there'd be input shaft related. So that's probably what's happening here. What are the options when a differential input shaft is as smooth as a baby's bottom? I have an extra rear end, but if it's something I can change just part of, keep the spare differential would be nice. Yeah, that's exactly what we just got to talking about. It's very easy, Dean A, to replace an input shaft, especially if the motor's off. If the motor's not on there already, it's very easy to replace an input shaft. Rich Eastmain, if the fancy carts were as rock solid as Club Car, Easy Go, and Yamaha, getting service wouldn't be an issue, but I doubt that will be the case. I doubt it too. Kurt, I had to go out and go back in. Now it's perfect. Oh, okay, cool. It may have had something to do with the beginning where, where I screwed up and started the live, and then I had to stop it, and then I had to restart it. So, yeah, it could be some confusion with that. Mr. D, let's hit the like button, people. It's free. Thank you, Mr. D. Number 6. I'm probably going to cut the regular questions short a little bit today because I have picture of Dino to show for his birthday, and I got a couple of other pictures. So And I'll put my email, I want to make sure I put my email address up there for the new year, in case you're new and don't know my email address. I want to put that up. So I may not do all 10 of these. Number 6 is from Sean. I bought a G1 for my parents and it needs some work. So initially, I thought a little paint and body would be good to go. I found out the frame must have rusted some, and they tried to fab their own in spots with some extra metal. Also, the muffler was rotted through. So now it's time to strip it down. While down for that, let the customizing begin. As far as the looks department goes, I haven't decided what to do. I was going to leave it low, but may lift now. Can I make a front cowl from a newer buggy work on this? Any performance mods or just plain cautious I should be aware of as I dive into this project? Well, you said muffler, so I know you're talking about a G1 gas. All right, so what is your name? Sean. G1 gas has a cult following. So there is lots and lots of people out there that have completely taken a G1 gas all the way down to the frame, powder coated it, and built the thing up back to like new. And now there's even more parts available for the engine in a G1 gas than there used to be. You know, obviously those carts are 30 years old or older at this point, and not a lot of OEM parts you can get anymore. But some companies have recognized the fact that there are so many people out there that love them, those G1 gases, that they've made their own parts. So if you haven't already been to this website, they specialize in Yamahas, and they have some G1 performance parts. Go to plowmans.com. Plowmans.com. No, I'm sorry, plowmanscarts.com. That's what it is. There's some really cool G1 stuff on there that you literally can get nowhere else. There's only a couple of different people that have these parts available for G1 gas. If mine ever went out, that's probably what I would be doing. Would be going there. But my G1 runs perfect. I've never had to do anything to it. When I got it 10, 15 years ago, I put a new air filter in it, new fuel filter, changed the rear end oil, put a new belt on it, put a new battery in it. Still the same battery. Red Top Optima. 15. I'm not exaggerating. 15-year-old, 12 volt, Red Top Optima starting battery, cranking battery is in my G1, and has been from the day I got it. Okay. Endless possibilities for a G1. As far as the front cowl part of your question, depends on your fab skills. You could easily make something that would bolt up there, but it's definitely not going to match up to anything else except for a G1 front end. Number 7. This is from Travis. I'm picking up an older gas cart next Saturday, and I need your input, Tim. It's a 2-stroke. Any go fast mods that are cheap to make it go faster? Travis, just depends on which cart you're talking about. On a G1, it's really easy. It's just a screw. You can find it. It's you look at your linkages. Look at your governor arm linkage. Your governor arm is going to be on the rear end. You'll see that there's a screw there with a lock nut. The further you turn that screw in, the faster the car is going to go. And a stock G1, depending on how good a shape it's in, how good your clutches are in, how good a shape your clutches are in, how good a compression it has, is going to determine how fast it goes. Mine only goes about 15 with the governor screwed all the way in, but everything else is completely stock. I haven't done anything to it. No performance mods at all. Tim, should I start worrying? This is from Kurt over there on the chat. Should I start worrying about finding parts for my '88 club car? I don't think you got to worry about that yet, Kurt. And remember, we have OEM access to OEM club car parts now at Golf Cart Garage. So if you ever wanted to get something and you wanted to make sure that it was good, and we have access to that if you would like to do that. But I don't think you have to worry about that on an 88. Is your club car a 5 solenoid system, Kurt? On an 88, is that the 5 solenoid electrical system? I don't remember. I mean, oh, okay. Yeah, that's a very unique electrical system. Not too many people even understand how that works, but it's pretty cool. Uh, I always wanted to. I don't know if I ever talked about this or not, but I always wanted to make a race car out of that system because on a drag car you're only on the floor. You stomp it from the beginning. Well, it would bypass all those solenoids and be straight to the motor. So you could make a crazy cart now, but you wouldn't be able to drive it around slow. But you'd be able to drive it wide open. But you always wanted to try that. Okay, we're going to shut those questions down, and we'll show. Where's my email at? There it is. There's my email. Send me some pictures. It's 00timfreeman@gmail.com. Send me some pictures, guys. Send me some pictures of your golf carts. Send me some pictures of your dogs. Uh, I'm I'm into all kinds of stuff. Yeah, have I talked to you about how to diagnose that, Kirk? I tell you what I did is those Harbor Freight voltmeters. They got Harbor Freight has some voltmeters that they used to. At one time, they were giving them away. Like you would go to Harbor Freight and you could get a free voltmeter, and so I eventually acquired several of them because they do work. Yeah, they're real cheap voltmeters, no doubt about it, but they do work. Well, anytime I would work on one of those cars like yours, Kurt, with the 5 solenoid system, I would hook I would hook one voltmeter up to every solenoid. In other words, there would be 6 of them, or 5 of them, whatever the total amount is. I would to the small post. I'd alligator clip each voltmeter, have them sitting in the seat of the golf cart, but each one is hooked to every solenoid. All right, and so then I would jack the wheels off the ground and start pressing the accelerator pedal and watch those voltmeters. And as you push that accelerator pedal down, click, the first voltmeter is going to come into play, and you're going to see it on the first voltmeter that you have there. The first click, the first solenoid is going to click. It's going to activate, and your first voltmeter will show full battery pack voltage. You press a little bit more, second voltmeter should show battery pack voltage, and the wheels speed up a little bit, and so on down the line, all the way to the very end. That way you can tell if not only if all your solenoids are working, if all your micro switches are working also, because you got a micro switch that's associated with each one of those solenoids as you press that accelerator pedal. So it's a pretty unique system, but that's how I used to do those. Work on those is I would use 6 voltmeters or 5. I can't remember what the total amount of solenoids it has, but okay. Let's see some pictures. In honor of Dino's birthday, which was the day before yesterday, he is now 15 years old. I'm going to post another picture of Dino. I know I post pictures of Dino all the time, but he's now 15, so I'm going to talk about him. Bam! There's Dino helping me work on a golf cart. Actually, he's helping me work on the race car. So he knows a lot about golf carts if he's going to help me work on that one. But that's my boy. And he's doing good. Yep, he is 15. I said earlier, if he makes it to January, he would be 15. Well, he is here, and he's doing pretty good. He's eating. My wife makes him kind of some special dog food with chicken in it, and yeah, that's 2 gauge, Mr. D. That's two. That's actually 2 gauge welding cable, so it's very easy to work with. I know it looks massive, but in welding cable, it's very, very flexible, so it's a lot easier to work with. Yeah, he's giving me advice right there, telling me, what I'm doing wrong. He's probably thinking, well, hurry up so we can go for a ride, because he loves to ride in golf carts too. All right, so happy birthday, Dino Man. I got another one. Got another one about my other dog. I don't talk about Tilly too much, but I should. So I didn't want to leave her out. Rich Eastman, 2 gauge welding cable on our carts as well. Works great. Yes, I think it's the best as far as just because of the flexibility and the ease of it. You got to understand there are other types of 2 gauge cable out there that you could use, but they're stiff as a board, and they're a little hard to work with, maybe hard to work around, to make different shapes with your cable to try to clean up your wiring as good as you can. But 2 gauge welding cable, flexible welding cable, oh man, it's awesome. Yeah. There's Tilly. It's a picture. This is an accidental picture I took. I didn't even mean to take this for it to come out like this. But if you look real close in Tilly's eye, you can see me holding the ball launcher. That's a reflection of me standing there. And she's just focused on me because she knows I'm about to throw the ball. I mean, she is a ball chasing beast. And you grab the ball launcher and the ball, and she is ready to go. Yeah, I didn't even know that it came out like that until I was actually looking at the picture one day, and I said, "Oh, I can see myself in her eye." It must have been cold. I think I'm wearing a hoodie, but she doesn't care. Uh, Dinos, we actually had both of their DNA run at different times in their life, but we had Dinos run a long time ago. Uh, he's all mixed up, he's not a full-blooded anything, and neither is Tilly. But Dino's main, when you get I don't know how many you guys know about how that works. You send their DNA off, and it comes back with percentages of different breeds that your dog has in them. And I knew what Dino's parents were, so when we sent the DNA off, I was expecting it to be sort of like a scam, because this was like 15 years ago that we did this. We've had Dino since he was brand new, so I knew what his parents were. So it was a test 15 years ago. Well, anyway, it came back correct. The main dog that Dino had was a boxer, believe it or not. That was the main percentage-wise. He had some other things in there along the way. Blue Heeler, a Husky, or something like that. It was like 6 to 9 different breeds of dogs, but the main one was a boxer. And that was correct, because his mother had a lot of boxer in her. So I didn't have to do it again until Tilly came around. Well, Tilly came around about 5 years ago, and I did not know anything about Tilly's parents at all. I had no idea what they were, because she just showed up on our back porch about on the brink of death, eaten up with ticks and fleas and everything else. And I knew then my wife was going to have to probably end up keeping her, because she was going to die if we didn't keep her. So anyway, she's absolutely fine. She made an absolute full recovery, and she is a beast of a dog at this point. She's an athletic marvel, and her DNA, my wife and I took a guess on her. Believe it or not, the main thing that came back on Tilly for the main percentage of what she is was a Great Dane. She's not as big as a Great Dane, but if you look at her from a distance, she is exactly the same shape. Her body type and everything is the exact same shape as a Great Dane. She's like a miniature Great Dane is what she is. She's very, very fast and very active and very intelligent. And so I think that was a pretty accurate assessment. I mean, I don't know how much you guys believe in that stuff, but they apparently have it down. All right. The coupon, I think, is only good till today. So this coupon, I have to get an updated coupon for next week. So if anybody from Golf Cart Garage is listening, get me another coupon, because this one I'm showing in my notes here that the Tim 20 off is $20 off orders, $250 or more, is not active after today. As far as contacting Golf Cart Garage, you can contact me through the email on top of the screen. If you need to talk with me about something, you're welcome to use that email link. Let me see here. Tim email contact. There it is. Here's the other email for the main support number, support@golfcartgarage.com, and then there's the phone number for Golf Cart Garage. So like I said, go to the website periodically throughout the week, because things are changing all the time. We're getting new products. It's definitely taking off. So go check that out so you don't miss anything. Even if you may find something that you didn't realize you were in the market for. So go to golfcartgarage.com and look around occasionally, and because things are being added, changes are taking place. Okay, that looks like about it. Okay, yep, that's going to be it for today, guys. I appreciate everybody showing up for the new year. We are back on schedule now. We're going to be live every Tuesday now. Had a couple of weeks off there for the holidays, and I enjoy it. So I'm glad I had a couple of shows off there. So, but we're back. We're back on schedule, and we're back to every Tuesday at noon Central Time, Taco Tuesday, noon Central Time. We will be here next Tuesday. So I will see everybody then. Thank everybody for coming. I'm glad everybody made it through the holidays. I didn't see anybody say anything bad that happened, so I'm glad about that. I'm also glad my new mic works. So I will see everybody next Tuesday. They were showing returns. See everyone next week. They were showing reruns. Yeah, they showed a couple of reruns, Kurt, of those. That's because I was, traveling. Yeah, I got a couple of shows off. They showed some reruns from a long time ago. So, in fact, that's probably what we'll do from now on. If there is some kind of technical issue that causes me not to have a show, we're probably gonna throw a rerun up there instead of it just not being anything, because not everybody has seen some of the old episodes. But yeah, I thought that was pretty neat that we ended up doing the reruns. All right, guys. I'll see everybody next week. Garage is now closed.